Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Clues, Cues and Reviews, and today we're looking at the Chapter 5 release of Red Sprite, the new chapter that came out this week, albeit late because of scanlation issues, but here we are. Quick personal update: if for whatever reason the next couple of days or next week or two my reviews are late, it's mainly due to personal reasons. So if all is coming out on time or early, all is well. If something happens where I'm not all of a sudden doing my videos, you know why. But without further ado, let's get into this review. So, Red Spirit is a new series in the shonen manga lineup in Shonen Jump, and it covers a story in a world where history took a different direction with how things were going. Thunder cores are now the main source of energy for electric, and it's inhuman. The idea about Red Spirit or Sprite is the idea of electrical discharge formed in lightning storms. It's based on lightning, and the idea of red is the color of the ship as well as the thunder core that is inside the main character Tatsu Framped. Now moving on to a quick recap of what's happened so far. So the story so far: the main character Tatsu Framped is on his journey to free his fellow thunder core humans as they're being captured and enslaved to be used as a main source of energy. So far he has managed to commandeer a airship which is titled Red Sprite or Red Sprite, and freed a few Thunder Core humans. His main goal is to free all his friends that were abducted 6 years before in the first chapter, and the first one he has freed is Mono, who was known to have a very large electrical discharge. But hot on their tails is an airship that has the power to take down airships with a powerful weapon called Excalibur. Now on to the review. So, point number one, the weapon. We find out that Excalibur is an electromagnetic mega cannon, and currently in this world there isn't anything that can withstand it armor wise or exceed its range, to the point where it's considered the greatest destroyer. There's a little bit of a funny part in there as well that kind of covers why Frank wants that. He goes, if it's so incredible, why don't we have it? And we find out that it takes and makes a lot of a drain on the actual airship's resources in terms of battery power. This also could potentially be something that they could lead to have in the future, because the idea is the people that they're picking up, the kids that were taken, were more than likely special in all their own ways, and if they gathered enough of them, they maybe have the power to have something like that on their ship. Point number one, the mega destroyer that is Excalibur. Point number two, a case of deja vu. So the point is made, or the question is asked, as to why they can be tracked, being that this vessel, this airship that they've commandeered, is in fact a stealth vehicle. And it gets confirmed that yes, this is right. The reason why it's a stealth vehicle is because the plan behind this airship was to have Thunder Core humans on it, and it's been designed to hopefully kind of protect the waves that these people emit. However, with Mono being on the ship and him kind of effectively letting out a lot more discharge than a normal person, he's kind of led them to them, which kind of does the whole deja vu thing is to do with 6 years ago, which basically was how the general found them in the first place. But this time round things are different. This time round Tatsu says, yes, you are here, but because you are here, we will win. I have a plan. I like the idea that things are different now, and it won't be a simple case of, oh, my friends, and they'll do something about it. Point number two, deja vu. So, point number three, the views of the elite. So, the person that's the main character on the attacking ship is a guy called Richard Frederick Bristol, the sole heir to a wine-making company, the Bristol Company. And effectively, you get to see his kind of pompous, aristocratic, rich look on life, and he sees Thunder Core people as no more than mere resources and not even humans themselves. And you can see at the same time he looks down on people in general, seeing them as commoners, and we get an idea of what he wants to do. Effectively, he's painting out the higher ups and the rich elitists as being pins in the asses and altogether bad people. At the same time, we're getting a little bit to do with how the world works, especially from the side of location, because we don't really know much about this world other than Edenia and Magonia, and this could be a nod to Europe and Wales and England with the idea of Bristol, but all remains to be seen. All we know so far is the elites are pieces. Yeah, that's point number three. Point number four, the plan in action. So we get to see from the attacker side what's going on. They see some movement in the clouds and they shoot the cannon to find out there's nobody really there and what's going on, what have they detected. Then before they know it, they see a smaller ship with what looks like to be a drill bit, which is part of the whole cannon situation, the weapon that they have. And effectively what's happened is they've used that as a decoy while the red sprite hides in the clouds, essentially knocking into the ship themselves. So Mono was the decoy. Like they said, it's because he's here that they will win. And the chapter ends with a brilliant entrance from the main character onto the enemy ship saying, "Yo, what's up?" And it's a nice way to end the chapter, very much similar to how he left the ship in the earlier chapters to take on the generals. So this can set up an interesting plot point between him and the elite. We'll have to wait and see what happens, and that's going to talk about speculation for point number 5. So the battle isn't over, we know that. So this chapter sets up the final piece to this little skirmish. It isn't really a big battle, but it leaves the idea and possibility to talk about what's going to happen next. So he's entered the ship, we know that. Now bearing in mind previously when Tatsu went against the generals, he noticed that there was something different about them, especially the main guy, and that froze him. It could be a thing where the elites or higher ups in military militia are effectively using themselves as experiments to make the most of the Thunder Core technology to boost their skills as humans, similar to how Tatsu has as well. Could this be a similar thing for Richard, Frederick, Bristol, or is he just a normal person that looks down on people? We will have to wait and see. It's gearing towards that. I like the idea of how the plan worked out, because it used their enemy's technology against them and it used the abilities of the Thunder Core people to their advantage. So a nice little ending to the chapter. Onto the summary. So, as mentioned in the previous points, this isn't the conclusion of the actual skirmish, it's still ongoing. But what we get to see in this chapter is some of the smarts and the outsmarting of the elites. At the same time, we get to see some of the discrimination and the thoughts the elites have of normal people, including Thundercores, humans, and seeing them as nothing more than slaves that can't outrun the master. I like the fact that there is that big disparity, and it makes it a lot easier to hate these people and more root for, you know, the humans that are getting away, that are doing this revolution, that are going against the grain. So it's all exciting stuff, all things to look forward to. With that being said, I am looking forward to the next chapter. I will continue to do this to see how long it lasts. I'm enjoying it so far. I'm liking the different direction this chapter is going. It's a bit grey, a bit grimmer. And I'm liking the idea of hope and freedom being a main plot point of any story, really. If you've enjoyed the chapter, let me know in the comment section below and give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed my review. Let me know what your thoughts are, any suggestions of what you thought of this chapter, any theory that builds up on the back of this conversation with you. As always, if you haven't already, please subscribe. I greatly appreciate that, and I will see you in the next video. And share it with your friends if you feel this adds any value to your reading and thought process when it comes to any manga that I do. Until then, take it easy. Peace.